Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. And we would never desert you, because tonight we're talking about our top 5 one-hit wonders. Here's our theme song that's not a one-hit wonder. Hit it!
5 dudes reviews. 5 dudes reviews. 5 dudes reviews. 5 dudes reviews.
Hey, welcome back to the 5 Dudes Reviews podcast. You can catch us wherever podcasts are played, and you can probably go to your mom's house and listen to us on her phonograph. I apologize. I'm a little under the weather, but I will try to get through this podcast. Tonight we were talking about our top 5 one-hit wonders of all time. Now, guys, this is a category that I love because I, like you, I'm a child of the 80s, and I feel like I grew up with MTV, and that kind of showcased a lot of probably what we're going to be talking about tonight, one-hit wonders. So what are some of your memories about music or one-hit wonders or any of that kind of stuff?
It's almost a band that, like, you remember this song, but whatever happened to this band? Like, I don't know if really you knew exactly where it charted. You just know you heard this one song a lot, and you never heard from this band really ever again, or if you did, it was not as popular or even close to the original.
I think you just hit it on the head.
Yeah,
like you heard
100%.
this band on the radio a lot, and then they were never heard from again, like ever. Like, or
And
just-
even to this day, a lot of radio stations do that. They play the hell out of songs, man. Like to the point where you're like, if I listen to this song one more time, I'm gonna stick a pencil in my ear.
yeah,
And then you never hear from this band ever again. It's like
yeah,
they
it's like
fall
the
off
only
face of the
time.
earth.
Like,
yeah,
that was their 15 minutes of fame. kind of thing.
exactly.
Which I guess
There's a lot of artists out there who are really respected artists. Like I like the Grateful Dead. They've had one hit in their career.
Yep.
Like I think even
Thank
Beck
God.
hasn't had a lot of like top 10 hits, but Beck's great.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like artists out there who have a following, but they don't need hits. They just have a legacy.
Right.
And then you have somebody like Right Said Fred, who had one song that he's known for forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think also like certain genres of music, like you mentioned Beck, he's had a lot of hits like on the rock charts, let's say, but like mainstream, like top 40, he's only had a handful.
Yeah. But he's like critically acclaimed. He's
Yeah.
won like album of the
But
year,
that's like
Grammy.
Grateful Dead.
But
You mentioned
yes.
Grateful Dead. Like,
Yeah.
they've
He's
only
got
had one
you
true
You
mainstream
see him
hit.
live, and he's great.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah, Grateful Dead's like, I'm not a fan of them, but like they're in the history of like rock or that type of music, like
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
huge following, huge.
Yeah.
More, I
definitely.
guess, of like a live following
Yeah.
too.
I
like
just
people
saw
would
them for the
travel.
first
People
time
travel
live.
to see them,
Did you?
man.
I don't like them either, but yeah. They actually were good live. I can't lie. They're like a jam band, though.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How did he lose
Well,
his fingers?
I feel like in the 50s and the 60s, like you had a lot of that kind of music too. I don't really think back then they considered people one-hit wonders. It was just kind of like that's what it was. You had one song and maybe that was kind of it. A lot of these people were probably session players that got together and
Yeah.
formed other bands. But like I feel like probably in the 70s is when people started getting that label of one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Because there were
Yeah.
so many just one-offs at that point.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like, I was looking at the charts while researching this category, and like a lot of artists in the 50s and 60s had like they'd have a string of hits. Like their whole album would get like released as singles, and it was hard to find one hit, like true one-hit wonders. But then in the 70s and especially the 80s, that became a lot more common, like you said.
Even right now, even to this day, there's still bands that are.
Yeah.
You hear a good song, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is good, and then boom, they fall off the face
Yeah.
of the earth.
True.
You hear 'em again,
I mean,
you're
they-
like, what?
True.
there definitely were a lot
Not
of
as
one-hit
much as
wonders.
before, like you mentioned, but
Do you remember that year when that James Blunt, "You're Beautiful" song was like you couldn't go
Yeah,
anywhere without hearing
yeah.
that song? And like,
Was he
I
a
don't
one-hit wonder?
I loved
Dude,
it.
I haven't heard from
I
that guy
don't
again.
know. I honestly don't
I had
know.
never heard.
I would say yeah.
I've never heard another song by that dude.
I don't remember any other
Yeah.
songs
No.
either. but-
Classic.
Well, I also feel like especially like in the 90s, like you could actually have more hits because of MTV because
Yeah.
your video was in rotation, and then people would buy like your cassette single or whatever else because it was easier to be in the public eye more as opposed to just like the 80s when there really wasn't a lot of MTV was just getting started, but like
Yeah.
especially the 70s, all you had was radio.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, there was
DJs
no
basically made
MTV.
people,
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get all this started. My number 5 is a song that broke into the mainstream number 2 hit back in 1984 by a guy named Matthew Wilder. And the
Oh.
song is called Break My Stride.
That's a great song.
Shit, dude.
How's it
It's
go?
an amazing video. You gotta
you
watch
know
the
this
video
song.
and see this dude's porno mustache, too.
Oh, nice.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
How's it go, Billy?
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna
hold me down. Oh, no. I got to keep on moving.
Yeah.
It's a great song, man. I mean, this dude basically disappeared. He became a famous producer. He produced that No Doubt album, Tragic Kingdom.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I
he's
don't think I-
produced.
I don't think I
he's
knew
produced, yeah, he's been relatively like busy in the business, but that as far as an artist, like that's his
Like a
claim to
recording.
fame.
Man, that's a great song.
Yeah,
What-
but it's a great song. I hear it on the radio a lot when they do like 80s stuff, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
an 80s staple. And it's a great song, man. It's got a good groove to it, and it's just kind of fun little number, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a feel good song.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what the 80s were about, man.
Yeah.
Feeling
Yeah.
good.
I want to say they used that song for a commercial like maybe like 15, 20 years ago, but I don't remember what it
I
was
think
for.
they just recently did too. That sounds familiar. Like
Yeah.
And again, that's another way these one-hit wonders make money, man. Their songs pop up in movies
Well,
and commercials.
sell-
and
I know,
then
they
they're
sell
like-
them in commercials.
like toothpaste.
That
commercials
song,
and shit.
the Break My Stride, I don't remember if it was Puff Daddy or Mace or Notorious B.I.G. They used it in one of their big songs. He probably was cashing huge checks because they had to pay him to use
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I
Yeah.
think it was Mace. I think
Yeah,
you're
it was
right.
one of those
Yeah.
rappers like in the
Okay.
late 90s.
Yeah, it's another way to make money, man, besides selling your body. Brad, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is from an American hip hop trio. It's their 1979 hit, Rapper's Delight.
Good
Oh.
one, dude.
Let's see, it was peaked at
Sugar
number
Hill Gang.
Yeah, it peaked Sugar Hill Gang. It peaked at number 14 in 1979, and it goes like this, guys. Help me out. I said a hip hop, a hip, hip to the hip hop, rocking the bop, rocking the bang bang, boogie to up to the boogie to the boogie to beat. There is not just
I'm rocking
to the beat. Meet the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. See, I am Wonder Mike. Yeah. You guys get it.
Yeah.
All
All right, we get it. Enough.
Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah, like everybody knows that beat.
Yep.
That's Beastie
The beat
Boys have
is-
used that before.
Yeah.
Like it's been reused in rap and hip hop over and over again. Yeah,
And that's credited
just a-
as the pretty much the first like rap hit, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. 1979.
It's a good song.
Yeah,
And they were the first,
It's
like-
a first rap single to become a top 40 hit on
Yeah,
Billboard Hot
and I
100.
think they were, they're regarded as like one of their like
Pioneers.
Pioneers
like
of
that.
rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that bass line is sampled too.
Oh,
from
no,
those.
for
sure,
sure.
sure.
tons of
Yeah.
songs
Yep.
to this day. Yeah,
My only complaint is like it's a little long. It's a
it's
long.
like 6 minutes.
a long
isn't
song.
it, or
it's
something?
it's pretty long, but
Yeah.
you hear it at like weddings and
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've heard it at funerals and what bar mitzvahs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun song.
Yeah, that's a good one. Plus, it had a big kind of in the comeback in that Wedding Singer with that the grandma was
Oh
rapping.
yeah. the
Oh,
old
that's
lady.
right.
I
Yep.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight, number 5.
Nice. Ted, number 5.
My number 5 is by Dion Ferris. It came out in March of 1995. It's called I Know on Columbia Records. She's actually a singer that's featured on the Arrested Development song Tennessee.
Ah,
Good
Tennessee.
one. I remember that.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
So this song is like kind of soulful
Tennessee.
and there's like some slide guitar. It's very funky.
Can
Do
you
guys
sing it?
remember?
Because I don't remember the song.
I don't remember either.
It goes. I don't know how it goes. Just kidding. Just
I
kidding.
know what you're doing.
Yeah. I know why you doubt my
I do remember that song.
number. I know why you it. Yeah. And I will never I will never
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way.
You guys know the song? You
It's Cher. That song stinks.
Damn.
Fuck, dude.
Napalm.
It's like pickles and eggs.
Oh.
That song bombed.
Do you guys know Dion Ferris' song?
No,
I
no.
know.
Yeah, I like that song. It's a good
Yeah.
song.
Billy knows it.
Good song. What,
Um,
what did it hit? What was the peak?
It hit number 4.
Hit number 2.
Whoa! Oh.
That hit the brown.
Man,
note.
somebody better leave.
Oh God.
I like Darth Brett
Number
picking
one
it
with a
up.
bullet.
Oh. He was storing them all for this one, dude.
Brett had chocolate milk.
I don't know. what you-
Gosh.
That made my dude. That
it
seriously
started
made
as
my
whole
no-
white milk.
It made my nose itch right now.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Well, that's my
I know
number
what
5.
You're doing. You're shitting your pants.
Brett is like red right now. Oh, I think you might have just sharted. You might need to turn the ceiling fan on, Ted.
I think it's broken.
Oh shit!
I think I'm broken right now.
Oh shit. That's my number 5.
I hope you're wearing underwear, and if you are, please burn them.
You might need to
All right, Brett, number 5.
throw those things out.
All right, my number 5. Sorry. How are we leading this? We're doing the info before we sing, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Whatever
All
you
right.
want.
Whatever you want to do.
Because I got to switch my notes too. All right, my
Switch your underwear.
I got to switch my boxes.
Shit.
All right, my number 5 debuted in early February 1970, peaked at number 3 on the
Ooh.
Billboard charts in late April
Oh,
1970,
yeah.
lasted 15 weeks in the Hot 100. It is. I gotta cue up the lyrics.
Okay.
Here we go.
It is Noah Greenbaum's "Spirit in the Sky."
Oh, yeah.
What
When
the?
I die and they lay me down to rest. I can't sing this. Gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the spirit in the sky.
Have you ever heard Howard Stern's version of this? This was
No.
like, Billy, do
No.
you remember that?
Yeah,
How-
it's pretty funny.
Howard Stern's band, I think it was called The Losers. They
Oh, I
performed,
remember that.
They performed Spirit in the Sky.
Yep, I do remember that. And the intro to the song, I think everybody knows with the guitar. It's like da-dun, da-dun, da-dun,
Yeah.
da-dun,
Okay.
Have you,
da-dun,
Ted's acting like he's
da-dun,
never
da-dun.
heard the song.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Dude,
does it?
No, I.
Oh my
I'm sure if I heard
God,
it.
You both, I guarantee
Okay.
you've heard the song.
Yeah, let me start doing the info on it. So this song, Norman Greenbaum, he only had 2 other singles that ever charted. None of them even cracked the top 40. So this was his true one hit. Rolling Stone ranked it number 333 on their list of 500 greatest songs of all time. It's a folksy hard rock gospel song about Jesus. Ironically, Greenbaum himself was Jewish. He wrote the song after seeing a gospel song on TV that he liked. He had no experience in that genre, but he thought it would be fun. He also claims funeral directors often tell him it's their second most requested song for funerals.
Ooh.
Behind Rapper's Delight.
Right.
Danny Boy, I guess, is number 1. And like I said, he had 2 more singles in 1970 and 71, but neither one were able to crack the top 40. Some notable movies that this has been used in: Apollo 13, Ocean's 11, Guardians of the Galaxy, W, Universal
Okay.
Soldier, Wayne's World 2.
Jesus.
Wow.
It is also
Wayne's
off-
World, that's what, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it in Beavis and Butthead Do America?
It
Maybe
might
not,
have
maybe
been,
not,
I'm
maybe
not
not.
sure. It is also often used at sporting events in the U.S. In particular, in Major League Baseball, the Anaheim Angels use it while taking the field every game at home. So that's my number 5. Your number 5.
George, number 5.
All right. My number 5 peaked at number 1 on April 27th, 2012.
Oh shit, it's a new song.
Yeah, it's a new one, and it's I always have trouble pronouncing the name of this fucker. It's Gautier.
Oh, somebody I used to know.
Somebody that I used to
Yeah.
know. Yeah, that fucker.
Is it Gautier? Gautier?
Somebody-
Gautier. Is it
Gautier.
Yeah,
Thank
Gautier.
you. Yeah, that's it, dude.
Featuring, what was her name?
I don't remember now.
Pink.
No, get out.
Somebody that I
But this song was everywhere. You could,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude. K Rock played the
Even-
shit out of this song,
Yeah.
dude.
It's a great
Like,
song.
you couldn't escape it.
Yeah.
They had another.
Very
Featuring
good.
Kimbra.
There you go.
Oh, that's what it was. Yep.
And the only other song they had that even reached the top 100 was a song called "Eyes Wide Open," which peaked at 96.
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
I never. But yeah,
Was that Creed?
Oh,
that?
come on. Pew.
Was that Creed?
Creed.
With arms wide open.
With arms wide open.
With butt cheeks open.
Yes. That god awful song was my number 5.
That's a good
You know
one,
what? There was
though.
a time I kind of liked that song. Maybe I heard it so much.
Well, no.
I think
a
I
good
liked it when
song.
it first came out
So did
before it got
I.
overplayed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
one of those songs where, dude, they played the
Yeah.
shit. Dude,
It's
like,
too much.
who hated
Right?
it, man?
Yeah.
As Ted would say, too much.
You know what? I'm going to say this, though. I think probably every hit that hits the top 10 at least and above to a point gets overplayed. That's why it makes it to number 1.
Yeah,
just 'cause
it
gets
got
played by
murdered on
everybody.
K-Rock. I swear, it seemed like every 3 songs that song was
Yeah,
coming
you're,
on.
no,
dude.
you're
And you're like,
for like a good
dude,
year, it was
yeah.
like that. Yeah. Now they never play it. You never
Yeah,
hear it
yeah.
anymore.
Crickets.
Yep.
It's an oldie.
All right. Number 4 for me is a band. This song hit number 7 in 1987. It's a band called The Breakfast Club. The song's called Right on Track.
I remember that
man.
song.
Yeah.
How's that
And
go?
It goes, the chorus is, I can get up and back. Right on track, gonna get you back.
I remember that
this-
song.
I don't know this.
Holy shit.
Me
I
too.
remember that
I don't
song.
know.
It's a fun song. The video kind of looks like Pee Wee's Playhouse. Actually, like
Ooh,
this
fun.
group, they formed in New York City in 1979. Went through several lineup changes. Madonna was actually the drummer of this band.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I love that.
she later left and obviously went on to a little bit of fame. But
Right.
anyway,
Moved on to bigger and
I
better
think
things.
it's a fun song. Great chorus, great
I had
hook,
totally forgotten about
and
this song.
it's a fun 80s pop song.
Mhm.
Yep.
Great.
Wow.
That one hit number 1. It was number 1, right?
No, number 7.
Oh, it hit number 7. Okay.
That's
yeah, I
crazy.
remember. I totally remember that song though.
You guys should check it back. Like, listen back to it, and I mean, you'll be like, oh yeah, I totally remember this one.
Okay.
I remember when you started singing it. Like,
Yeah.
When you said Breakfast Club, I,
I
was
had
like, oh,
totally
remember
forgotten about this song, man.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It was
It's a
locked
good
away
one.
somewhere in back of my
that.
head.
In your subconscious.
Yes.
That's
Ted,
right,
have you
in
heard?
your
Do
mind.
you remember this one?
Nope.
Wow. So Ted doesn't remember a lot
Ted's
of our
like
songs.
Mr. Music.
I don't
over
really
here.
remember
I'm
this either.
surprised.
Maybe if I heard.
I think if you
Oh,
heard
if you
it,
hear
you
it, dude.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
was
right,
trying to do the
Brad,
guitar
number
riff.
4.
Amnesia or something.
You broke my heart because I couldn't dance. You didn't even want me around. And now I'm back to let you know I can really shake 'em down. Dun, 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 dun. Do you love me?
Oh.
Do you love me? 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 Now that I can dance, 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 dance. Watch me now.
Work.
Oh, look it up, baby. Do You Love Me by The Contours was written for Motown's Barry Gordon Jr.'s label. This was featured in the Dirty Dancing movie starring... this soundtrack is actually great.
Dirty
Great.
Dancing.
Yeah,
It is.
the
It's really good.
1987 Patrick Swayze film. I love the soundtrack, and let's see where this posted. Peaked at number 3 in 1962.
Oh wow.
Their other hits were peaked at 41, 43, 47, but this was their big hit. I love this song. It's fun. I love these old Motown songs, and there's so many great songs in that movie that actually also had one-hit wonders, but this one I loved the most. So,
Now,
Do
were
you
you-
love me?
Were you exposed to that song because of Dirty Dancing, or did you know
I
it
think
before?
I was. I think
Yeah.
I was. And there's so much, like I said, so much great music. That's what I remember it from. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure I could have heard it before that.
But that's when it made an
Yeah, I
impact
mean,
on
that's
you.
definitely like where it kind of clicked for me.
Yeah. Ted, have you
That
heard
was
of this
early-
song? No, I'm just joking.
The who? The Contours?
The Contours.
Okay, I've never heard
It's a
of them.
good song.
That's why they're a one-hit
That's a
wonder.
one-hit wonder. That's a
you go.
true one-hit
Wow.
wonder.
Okay, hey, I learned something new
So
today.
far,
That's
all
good.
our one-hit wonders are like actual true one-hit wonders.
Look at you, Brett. Brett's on point. Brett's
I'm making
ready
sure
to
these are-
snipe. Don't come crooked to Brett.
Well, let's see if we continue the streak. Ted, number 4.
My number 4 is by Pat Boone's Daughter, and it came out in late summer of 1977 for a movie of the same name. It's called You Light Up My Life.
How's it go?
Oh.
Light up my
Life, you give me hope to carry on. You light up my days.
Started so strong.
And it just
hope to carry on.
That the year that song came out, there was a big increase in suicides.
You know what's funny about the song? I had a little. It was my mom's actually. It was like a little glass like case that was in the living room with
Yeah.
like rocks and like a frog and like little
Okay.
animals she put in there, the glass ones.
Yeah.
But when you opened it up, it played "Light Up My Light" like
That's funny.
music box. sound
Oh,
to
that's
it. I remember that
hilarious.
as a kid though.
That's funny.
That's how I knew that song.
Did you guys know that this was the biggest song and single of the 70s?
I did not.
no, I
Yes.
did not know that.
It was like a
Yeah.
crossover
It's truth.
hit though, like
Yeah.
Truth.
Delt Contemporary Top
Yeah.
40, like crossed over.
Yep. And that was her only hit. There were many versions of that song, but she had the biggest.
She was the big one, yeah.
Definitely.
She was pretty big.
I don't know this song. I don't know it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boone. Brett,
All right.
Okay.
My number 4. Let me get to the info. Debuted on the Hot 100 in early September 1985. That coincided with the season 2 premiere of the TV show. Eventually hit number 1 the first week of November. Knocked off Part-Time Lover by Stevie Wonder, and then the following week was dethroned by We Built This City by Starship. My
Friends,
number 4
Friends.
is Jan Hammer's Miami Vice theme.
How's it go? How's it go? Hold on.
Miami Vice, Miami Vice, in Crockett and Tubbs. Look at these suits they're wearing.
Real fast boats, guns, and drugs.
This to me,
NBC.
this, and I know it's instrumental, but this hit, it was a huge hit. Just brings me back to being a kid.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the 80s, like pure. And do you remember the music video? It was Jan Hammer playing on the keyboard.
Yeah.
And they actually tied it into an episode. They shot scenes with Crockett and Tubbs, and they're like, Edward James Olmos is like, we got to go after this guy, and it's like Jan Hammer on the photo. And then
That's funny.
they're like using clips of the show, but they're trying to find him in this hideout that he's like playing the song.
That's
in.
hilarious.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing pants.
He's pantsless.
Age pamphlets.
Yeah. Jan Hammer was a well-known Czech electronic musician who produced and wrote music for numerous artists, including Styx, Mick Jagger, Jeff Beck, Santana, Journey.
I didn't know that.
And Bad English guitarist Neil Schon. Miami Vice theme was his only single ever to chart, making him a true example of a one-hit wonder.
Wow.
Totally.
And Miami Vice theme was actually the last single to hit number 1 on the charts. That was an instrumental until
Amazing.
2013 when
That's crazy,
Harlem
dude.
Shake reached number 1. So it took
Which
almost
one?
30 years.
Harlem Shake.
Harlem
Shake hit
wow.
number 1 in 2013. Almost 30 years later, that was the only instrumental that charted. Like,
That even broke. That's crazy.
I still love that song. Miami Vice. Theme.
Yeah. I love it.
I use a Jan Hammer to hit myself in the head when I hear "You Light Up My Life."
Oh shit!
All right, Miami Vice. I prefer the Equalizer theme song myself.
Oh, I
anyway, George, number 4.
Number 4. Let's see. Number 4 for me peaked at number 5 on November 10th, 2000.
Oh shit!
Who let
Damn,
the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
Baha Men.
Who let the fox
That's all I know.
That's another one of those
Yeah,
songs.
name
where
me any other. Sing me any other part of that song. You can't.
I can't.
I don't
to the
remember.
life of me, I cannot. But that's,
Um,
dude. You hear that at weddings. You hear that at sports events.
They used it for movie trailers. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
exactly.
Like,
And it's like
Funerals.
Animal shelters.
yeah. Executions.
executions, dude. You hear it everywhere. Again, one of those songs where it got played out so
My
bad.
grandma's lobotomy.
Oh my god.
What did you say?
High school prom.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, shit. It's one of those songs.
prison riot.
Oh god.
And it's one of those that you once you hear it, you have to sing it.
Yeah,
Like, you're-
yeah, yeah.
Immediately, you're like, oh.
Did they even ever have another single? Was that their only single?
I think it.
Who Let the Cats Out was not a hit.
No, definitely not. It
Was
peaked,
that- was that-
it peaked number 50.
Yeah, it just wasn't the same.
They
You
did
know
a
this
song
song
called.
was actually written by a post office worker.
But the dad from Friday.
This is so bad.
Yeah, George,
Why
you were
were they
saying they had
called-
another song that hit 57?
Yeah, it was called "Move It Like This." And it
Did they
peaked at
ever
number
find? Did they ever
57.
find out who let the dogs out at the end of the
to
song?
This day,
Like, oh, it was me, Charlie. I did it. I'm sorry.
My bad. I won't do it again.
You know what's funny?
You know
I
who-
don't. In all honesty, I don't remember the verses. Like I don't remember how.
I
it
don't.
went.
That's
only
all I
the
remember is that
chorus.
part right
It's
there.
almost like a reggae kind of song,
Yeah.
right?
Like reggae rap kinda?
Yeah, whatever
Oh,
that
you know,
was.
that sounded.
Whatever that was. Racist is what that was.
You might want to take that out, Billy.
That's funny.
That's pretty.
You know,
bad.
you know who let the dogs out? That
Who?
pesky cat.
Oh man, I think we bled that one dry.
Just like that song.
I wonder if do they still play that anywhere for real?
Oh, you know they
Oh,
do.
dude, they do it at fucking sporting.
Yeah,
Oh,
sporting
yeah,
events,
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
They'll
High
probably
sc-
play it for 20 more years.
Ugh.
Probably.
Yep.
One of the
Wow.
one of the dads at work, his son, He was showing me like a video of his son's like football team coming out,
And that's what they're playing.
That's what they're.
I mean, they still play. What's
like,
it? What's it called?
It's
Rock and Roll
2020
by
and there's-
Gary Glitter. That song's from 1971 or
Yeah.
something. They'll probably never stop playing Who Let the Dogs Out.
Gary Glitter loved when people let their dogs out.
Oh shit!
All right, well, I stand corrected. There was one left.
Yeah, there was one left there. So yeah, that's my number 4.
All right. Number 3 for me. Sticking with the theme of my whole 80s theme here. This song peaked at number 9 in 1980. The godfather of electronic music. Because of his androgynous android persona. Gary Newman, Cars.
Ooh, it's a good one.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Hey, my car. Cars.
In cars.
I mean, I think everybody knows just the general beat of the song, and I
Yeah.
think it's still played in tons of commercials. Probably in our
Yeah.
commercials,
Yeah.
honestly.
Like I know no lyrics for that song, but I know.
Yeah,
that I
big
could, yeah.
hit in car commercials.
Yeah.
By the way, did
great.
Did he die
Great
of
song.
in a car crash?
No.
No, it
Oh,
was
he's
He's still
rumored
alive,
he
actually.
died.
Huh?
He's still alive.
It was rumored, but he's alive.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That would've
He
been
plays
very
LA a
appropriate.
lot.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah. He's played with.
And I actually really like his music. I own his first 2 albums
I
when he
love
did
Gary
like
Newman.
with him and the Tubeway Army, like
Yep.
the Pleasure Principle and Metal. Like those are great albums, man.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
knife.
But he just looks like an alien. He sure enough
Totally.
does.
Yes, he does.
Mhm.
Pale white, black hair.
He's got a song called "Down in the Park." I recommend everybody go listen to it.
He was
So
like one of the early
cool.
pioneers for like new wave.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. It was a good
Electronic
song.
new wave.
Very good song.
Yeah, he's very influential with like Nine Inch Nails.
Yep.
and
Oh,
bands
yeah,
like
hell yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's been playing gigs with Nine Inch Nails.
Yep.
Yep. Great song. Iconic. Brad, number 3.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For a monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the mash. Yeah, there we go. Monster Mash. This is such a fun song. Like around Halloween, I can't wait to play this song.
it's
It
great.
peaked at number 1
Did it really?
in
Number 1. Wow.
1962. Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Kickers, rather.
Wow.
And then it peaked again at number 10 in 1973.
Wow.
Was that because of a movie or something? It was a movie?
I think so, or a TV appearance
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
I guess he tried to like keep this going and he did a song called Blood Bank Blues, which didn't work.
See that fast.
He tried to do a song called Monster Rap that I don't think
Oh,
really
wow.
went anywhere. Monsters Holiday, like
The Monster
the Werewolf
Rash.
Watusi,
just-
like
he never-
he was
The
he's
Werewolf
like
Watusi.
oh, let me tell you this, if you want to see like way pre Jim Carrey facial expressions,
Yeah.
look up Bobby Boris Pickett Monster Mash on YouTube.
I will.
Watch
Is
this
that
old
concert
dude.
footage of him,
It's
or-
an old black and white TV performance, and
Ed
like
Sullivan, probably.
he's like he oversells. Like he will not stop doing. He will not stop doing these faces, dude.
Shit.
It's
awesome.
it's amazing. So yes, number 3, the Monster Mash.
That was a good one.
This is also
Yeah.
a good idea to write like a song that is played on every holiday
Yes.
forever and ever, like Christmas,
Absolutely.
Halloween.
Absolutely.
Like this song will be played every Halloween for the rest of our time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Halloween classic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that song President's Day?
Mm-mm.
Me either.
I get it. That's it.
Yeah. Ted, number 3.
Ooh, my number 3 peaked at number 9 on the Hot 100 in January 29 of 2000. This group was on Slash Records, and it's Epic by Faith No More.
Yeah.
Did they not have another hit?
Wait, hold on. You said 2000? That came
Yeah.
out in 1990.
What?
Yeah, 2000's way too late.
Oh, yeah. I meant 1990.
Oh my
What
god.
the fuck?
You want to start
Can you
that
see
over?
it? Hear it? Feel it today? It don't matter anyway. You never understand because it happens so fast. You
want
it all, you can't have it.
By the way, I love the. It was cut on the radio, but the album version, the long piano outro, I love that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like, great.
the fish flopping on the ground.
Yeah.
Which was controversial because of animal
PETA.
cruelty
Yes.
activists. Yeah.
Yep.
PETA went crazy.
Yep. They didn't like
I
that.
mean, like we talked about earlier, they probably had, like we talked about Beck, they probably had rock
They did.
chart songs.
We Care a
and,
Lot was like a rock hit.
I mean, again, it's a band that like has a huge following, and I like a lot of their stuff, but yeah, like they had like one hit. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, technically, they're kind of a one-hit wonder. I guess.
Yeah,
eyebrows.
they are. For
Yeah, they,
mainstream
uh,
top 40, they're a one-hit wonder.
They got that new singer,
Yeah.
Mike Patton, that replaced their old guy,
guy
and
died,
it
right?
took them.
Was that really their only hit song?
I think he overdosed.
like charted song.
for top 40, yeah.
yeah.
But rock, they had like other songs. We Care a Lot was like a hit on rock radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're doing like top 4. I think we're.
But they had a
sticking with
really
top-
good
top
a
40.
good success with
Yeah.
that singer.
I love
Patton.
Mike Patton.
Yeah, and they still play.
Oh, Mike
Still
Patton,
around.
Billy
man,
was
that
still
was
Bung-
a
Mr.
whale.
Bungle, I
He's
love
great.
that
Yeah.
group.
Mr. Bungle just played the Fonda.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I love
Wow,
him.
nice. Yep. Very talented singer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Very
a good showman, like had
Definitely.
presence presence on the stage.
Yeah, I was just watching.
He
some
would give
clips on
gifts
YouTube.
to his audience.
but he was like a good like
Presents.
terrible.
That was horrible.
Was that a one-hit wonder, guys? Come on.
Yep. It was.
Yep.
I don't know. It's hard, man, because, well, I guess technically they are, but I wouldn't consider them a one-hit wonder. No way.
Yeah, I mean, chart-wise, yeah. Like the next hit is
What?
number 58, easy.
58 is not a hit.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like they are technically a one-hit.
yes, yes.
For
Technically,
Got
are a
defensive.
one-hit
For
wonder.
mainstream radio,
Got
top
defensive.
40, they're a one-hit wonder. For
Yeah.
rock,
Yeah.
they're not a one-hit wonder. They're, staples from
Yep.
like 80s,
Yeah.
90s rock.
Great video. So the video is pretty awesome. Very avant-garde. It's kind of got some Dali-esque, Salvador Dali type
Yeah.
imagery. The band, they're pretty like animated.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Patton has like some boxing gloves on, and it's
They're
good.
kinda-
It's a good. You should go back and watch that video.
Entertaining.
They were kind of like the Chili
Totally.
Peppers. It was like that
Yeah.
rock kind of
Yeah, rock, rap,
funk,
you go.
like kind of crossing over.
Yep.
Yeah, they had a
Funk-
good sense of humor too. I
funky-
think they didn't
funky.
really
Yeah.
take anything seriously, and they kind of like played around with. Remember that "Falling to Pieces" video where they're
Yeah.
like
Yes.
all that paint's exploding everywhere?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun deal.
Yeah.
They
That was
make good
another one of their
videos.
hits falling to pieces.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always
Good
liked Mike
stuff.
Patton because, like you said, he had a sense of humor. He didn't take himself too
Totally.
seriously.
Very
Yeah.
funny guys. Yep.
Awesome. That's a great pick. Brett, number 3.
All right, my number 3 debuted on the Hot 100 charts in early May of 1981. Peaked at number 2 for 2 weeks in mid-August. Diana Ross and Lionel Richie's mega hit "Endless Love" held the song off from hitting number 1, though.
Oh.
This song is
Whoa, I was like, wait, where's he going with this?
"Believe It or Not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Find a way on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me."
Did you say Greatest American Hero? That's how I know that song.
Well, I didn't, but that. Well, I didn't say it yet. That's what the song's called. I didn't say it. I was
But that's how
doing the
I know
song.
it.
Yeah,
too,
from
dude.
the TV show.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what it. But it's called, believe it or not, the greatest American Hero theme.
Yeah. Wow.
Did he
What
say
a great
that?
song.
I missed that. Sorry.
Well, I didn't say it. I was just singing it.
He was working up to it.
I was working up to it.
There you go.
Sung by Joey Scarberry.
Who?
Theme song. Joey
Stephon
Scarberry.
Marbury? Who?
Scarberry.
Stefan Marbury?
Marlboro?
Scarberry.
It's Marlboro?
Theme song for the hit TV show, The Greatest American Hero. He had a couple other singles chart, but none of them ever made it into the top 40.
Okay.
Man.
And it was the theme song to the TV show.
I used to love that show.
Me too,
Yeah, me too.
dude. Oh
Great.
my god.
But this is another song I loved as a kid.
Yeah, me
It's a
too.
great song.
Me too.
Very
Yeah.
catchy.
So there was
Yeah.
no other song they
He
produced.
had.
Do you remember?
He had a couple other singles. I didn't write them down that charted, but they didn't even crack the top 40. I think they were like number 80 and like 90.
Yeah.
or
Do you remember
70.
George Costanza's version on this?
No.
It was on his answering machine on Seinfeld.
Yes,
Funny.
that's right. Yep.
Yeah. It was something like, believe it or not,
He changed
I'm
the
not
lyrics
home right
there.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Excuse me. So that's my number 3.
That's a good one.
Yeah. George, number 3.
All right. Number 3. Let's see. This one peaked at number 1 on August 26, 1996. And it goes a little something like this.
Oh, I know what it is.
Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena. Keeping the theme with the songs that are overplayed over and over and over.
That was you
one
could.
of- oh.
That was. Do you remember like
That's
that
my-
summer? Like everyone was doing like they like interview athletes and they would do the Macarena. Like,
Everyone was, it was like a
it was
dance
a phenomenon.
It was
Yep.
ridiculous,
It was.
man. It was like they were doing it at the end zone, like football players. were
Yeah,
like-
it was everywhere. You couldn't get away from it. Everywhere.
It was so bad, dude.
And it was the.
But it's funny how at that it peaked like for so long. It was unreal. Like,
yeah, it was like a year or something. Well, not
It was
peaked,
the
but
biggest thing.
It was on the charts, I think, for like a year.
it was, and it's ridiculous how. And even to I don't think that you don't see that anymore. But
No.
it's like completely dead thing.
It was catchy and it had
But
a
at the time,
dance to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
And the
thought
one
it
that got big was it like was it Bayside remix
Yeah.
or something like
Bay
that?
City
that's
Boys
the one
Bayside
that
Boys
the
remix
regular
or something.
one peaked number 23.
Bayside Boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one, the Bayside Boys mix.
That was the one that
peaked-
blew
oh
up.
my god! It was
And like
huge,
you
dude.
go to a sporting event that summer and they play it like it
Yeah.
didn't matter.
Everybody
like,
knows the dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
It seemed
That's
like
a great one. I mean,
everyone
that's
was-
a true
True one-hit
wonder. They
wonder,
never had any
exactly.
other hits.
Yep.
I have nothing but hate for that song.
Yeah.
I hate
God,
that
yeah.
song.
It's like your ears bleed every time you hear it.
Do you remember that summer? If you just heard the first couple of notes, you're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
like,
you turn it. Yeah,
turn off the
It's
radio,
like that
turn it
Barbie
down.
Girl song.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Aqua.
Dude,
Yeah,
I couldn't wait to change the channel.
change it.
Like
You're
I
throwing
never,
socks,
I never
you're throwing
once
shoes
did
at the
the
radio.
Macarena, but I remember like every time you turn on TV, people were doing that stupid fucking
yeah. It was
dance.
it.
and
Oh
it
my
was
get away
bad.
from it.
And it was basically a ripoff of the Three Amigos dance.
Oh, that's funny. Yes.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Whew.
But it's funny how it stayed number one for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls loved it.
Well, yeah, true. Okay. Number 2 for me was a song. The highest it went was 32 back in 1996, and it's Space Hog. In the Meantime.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
That's a great rock song, man. See if I can kind of get the chorus. It's like, not the only one. Plants are green and skies are blue. It's just like a real
K-Rock.
trizzy
It's the
song.
I'm sure you've heard it.
Yeah, that song. I can't
Yeah,
do
I've
that.
never
Thank
even
you
heard
very
that
much.
song.
for
Oh
doing
wow,
that.
yeah, it was on K-Rock a lot.
I love that song, man. And I hear it sometimes when I listen to like Sirius Radio, the Lithium channel. They play a bunch of '90s stuff, and man,
And they always
it's
play
just it's still awesome. It's got a good groove to it. I think it's the only song they've ever done that's only a hit actually, but I don't think they really ever charted with anything anymore. I know
yeah, I
that they
don't
probably
think
still
they
do
do.
albums. According to Wikipedia, their last album was announced on MySpace, so
Oh shit.
that kind
Oh.
of tells you a lot. So yeah, Space Hog. In the Meantime,
Catchy.
yeah.
Catchy song.
Brad, number 2.
My number 2 is from a rock band named The Breeders. It is Cannonball. It goes. Check, check. I know you're
I
a
don't know the words of the song.
cannonball.
I don't know
That's
the
the part I know.
That's what I'm
This is a
gonna
hard
sing.
one. I don't know the words. Wasn't there like a fax machine going?
Cannonball. You know
You
this
heard
one?
a fax?
yeah.
Never heard
You
of
heard the
this
fax
song.
machine going?
80s, 90s K-Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
95, I want to say.
Yeah,
90,
right around
94,
there.
95.
See where this song
Last
charted
Splash.
on the last splash. Weeks on the chart, 29, peak position number 2 in 93.
Early 90s.
That was really their big hit was
Yeah.
Cannonball.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything past that,
I
but they're a
don't
great
remember
band.
Any other
Yeah.
other hit songs really?
They had a few songs like Stranded on 9. They put out another album that was actually pretty good that I have. I'm a huge Kim Deal fan.
Yeah, from
And,
Pixies.
And I liked them. Actually, they have another song on that album called Saints that was really good. The video's really good. Her sister's in the band,
Yep.
Kim Deal's sister.
Twins.
Actually, I think
they were-
Saints like peaked kind of high. It looks like oh no,
I don't remember that
could have
one,
been
though.
number 12. But I saw them open for the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and they were awesome. Very
Yeah.
good, still good.
Yeah, I mean, the Breeders are a good. I mean, again, a band that has fans and has, obviously Kim Deal has a legacy, but yet they're just, a one hit. Basically.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
According to Billboard, they are. but,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, but no, they're a good band. Kim Deal, man, forever. Kim Deal. I wish he was still in the Pixies. Maybe they'd be. I don't know. They're a little
Yeah.
lackluster lately. So
I agree.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Well, they're not touring off the new stuff. They're
Yeah.
touring off the old.
People
Yeah,
wanna hear
nobody
the-
really wants to hear
Yeah,
that.
people want to hear the hits they have.
Yeah, people need bathroom breaks.
I gotta go get a
That
beer.
is true.
Play your new stuff when I gotta take a shit.
But like that was
Whoa.
one of the that was a really cool video too.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
very fun.
What was the video? I don't remember. Refresh my memory. I don't remember it.
It's
I
a
think
ball
just them
rolling
in the
around.
studio, like playing around, and then like an actual ball, a bowling ball, like
Uh-huh.
going around, or a cannonball, like around the city and stuff.
Okay.
That was cool.
Yeah, goofing around in the studio, hijinks. All right. Speaking of hijinks, Ted, number 2.
Hey, my number 2 is by a band that peaked this song at number 7 in August of 1984 on Columbia Records. It was written by Holly Knight and Nick Gilder, and it actually was the opening song for the show Glow on Netflix for the first 3 seasons. Anecdote, Bon Jovi played lead guitar in the band in 1993. It's from the band Scandal, featuring Patti Smythe, called The Warrior. Shooting
Oh, yeah.
at the walls of heartache, bang, bang. I am the warrior. I am the warrior.
I wish.
Hard to win if you survive. The warrior.
There are times where I wish this was a
Warrior.
video podcast.
Ted's
This
face
is
was-
one of those times.
Yeah, Ted's
His
face right now
face
is
is like
priceless.
red.
It was so animated right now.
I love that song.
Again, another really good video from
It's a great
MTV's
video.
early 80 days, and she's
Yeah.
very sexy.
It's very artsy too. It's like a lot of people in like gray makeup, and then she's in like some sort of like geisha girl kind of costume. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, some like
Do you know that
Contrasting colors.
when David Lee Roth left or got kicked out of Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen tried to get her to be the new lead singer?
Really?
no, I didn't know that.
Did he really? That's like
Yep.
That would have
kinda
been
bizarre.
a mistake,
Yep.
probably. But she's a great singer.
Yeah, she is. That's why he got tried to get her to join. So
Yeah,
but no, she was smoking.
yeah.
She did that song with Don Henley. Sometimes love just ain't enough. That was a big hit.
Yes, that's a good song too.
I remember that one.
And she also did that one song, "Goodbye to You."
Goodbye,
Yeah.
you.
Oh
great.
yeah,
I
that's
remember
right.
that one.
It's like some early '80s stuff, right there.
Was that in like a John Cusack '80s comedy?
It's in Fast Times at Ridgemont
Maybe that's what I'm
High.
thinking
Yeah.
about.
I just remember it was on Beavis and Butthead, and they said "Goodbye to Pooh."
Of course they did.
Of course they did. All right. Speaking of Pooh, Brett, number 2.
All right. My number 2 debuted in the Hot 100 charts the last week of March 1985, about 4 months after the movie was released, even though the film was still number 1 at the box office at the time. Peaked at number 3 the first week of June 85 and sat there for 3 straight weeks. Was held off from getting higher by Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears,
Oh.
Everything She Wants by Wham, and Heaven by Bryan Adams.
Whoa.
It is Harold Faltermeyer's Axel F.
Oh, great. Echmel.
Again, this is
Axel Foley.
This song was all over the radio that summer, that spring, and
Could
it
not
just-
get away from it, man.
Yeah, and it's still there's some songs that like just take you back to childhood, and that one totally does.
Yep.
And it was just you could hear it everywhere, you know, and it was because it was an instrumental piece.
Yep.
It was able to cross over, like you probably heard on different types of radio stations. You know, it didn't necessarily have to play on a specific type. And little trivia. Harold Faltermeyer was a popular German electronic synth composer who scored Beverly Hills Cop, which the theme is from,
Yes.
Yep.
as well as other films, Fletch, Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, The Running Man, Fletch Lives, and Tango and Cash.
Fletch.
Wow.
Yes. Also, Faltermeyer was a producer and also did session work for Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Glenn Frey, Laura Branigan, Barbra Streisand, John Parr, Cheap Trick, The Pet Shop Boys, Bonnie Tyler, Bob Seger, LaToya Jackson, and Billy Idol. He never ever had another single
Not too
chart.
shabby.
That was his only single ever. So that's a true.
Thank God.
Oh,
Is it-
shit?
it-
I love his scores too.
Isn't it funny how that, like an instrumental like that, it just like even just you playing like a few notes of it,
Yeah.
you automatically know what it is.
Yeah.
We
It's
remember
unfucking
that
real.
that song.
When I was researching all these, it's crazy. That year, 1985, The Miami Vice theme was that same,
Yeah.
like, basically summer. 2 instrumental songs with no lyrics were huge. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you'd see that ever
No,
again. Like,
probably not.
not in this day and age.
This
What
is
was
the
that,
this is the heyday of synthesizers. It
Yes.
was like a revolution
Peak of, like, that.
of electronic music.
Yep.
You know, so.
What was that like Herbie Hancock instrumental song?
Oh, that was
Rocket.
Rocket.
Dun, 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 dun,
That was a huge
Yeah, that
video.
video
Remember
that had
that?
like weird robots were running around.
Yeah, the video
Yeah,
was
enough.
crazy. Wasn't there like a
was that?
lampshade or something movie? Like stuff
Yeah.
was like all like
Yeah.
freaky.
Oscar the Grouch.
But Herbie Hancock was a huge like jazz musician. Like that was kind of like a weird like crossover for him to do.
Yeah.
Like that electronic music.
There was a
Good
video
stuff.
in high school, the sex ed video, and the character's
shit.
name was Herpes Hancock.
Oh,
shit. Also, another group that was
Appropriately
big around
named.
this time was Art of Noise. They got really
Oh,
big
wow, okay.
with electronic
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
song.
I remember them.
Axel
Yeah.
F.
They had some weird videos as well.
Yeah, they totally did.
We're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe again.
Anyways, that's my number 2, Axel F.
number
And the Axel F,
All right.
if anyone doesn't know, stands for the character's
BH
last
Cop.
name Foley.
Axel
Axel
Foley.
F.
Oh, well.
You've heard the song, right? Though?
What?
I'm just joking. Remember, you hadn't heard the first few we were talking about.
All right, George, number 2.
All right, number 2 for me. Let's go. It was a collaboration by Danger Mouse and CeeLo Green.
Oh, shit.
Peaked at number 7 on December 15th, 2006. And it's crazy. Does that make me crazy?
I remember when. Is that the only? There's no way that's the only hit he had, right?
CeeLo
Yep,
Green
that's
had
it.
other hits,
Well,
but
yeah, he
that
was-
group only had
Oh,
that.
really?
Those two together, yeah,
Oh.
that was their only hit. They had a couple other songs
On Rock.
I own that album. That's a great
There
album.
was another song
I
on
love
Rock.
that.
That's
they did
a great
cover
song,
of
though.
Violent
Crazy.
Femmes.
Oh, really?
What's that one song called?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't think of it, but that was only on like rock radio. That
Exactly, but
Yep.
yeah, that's the only song that broke in the top 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember I don't remember the video to that.
I don't remember the video either.
crazy
I don't think
song.
I ever saw the video. I own that. I love that. I'll still listen.
Yeah.
It's still good. Even though
It
they
really is
played the
good.
shit out of it.
Yeah, very soulful.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah, I
good.
had that first Gnarls Barkley CD, and it was good. I enjoyed that. I thought they had some good stuff on there. I mean, that's crazy. They only had one hit.
Yeah,
For real.
and it's
I
funny because
know,
at the
right?
time that was very innovative. I
then-
liked that kind of. It was like a funk kind of. What was that? Like a
Funk, rock, and like
rap. It was
hip hop kind of like fusion, like because Danger Mouse was in that group. They played. It was a rock group.
Broken Bells.
Broken Bells, yeah, and then CeeLo Green, obviously, it was
Okay.
like, hip hop, and then they just did. It was like a one-off,
It was.
just a side project they did together.
exactly. It was so good. At the time, it was very innovative. I loved it.
I loved when they would perform live. They always dressed up as like different famous movie characters.
Yeah,
You remember that?
yeah.
Like they dressed up as the Clockwork Orange gang or like Star Wars characters, like in concert. It was like they were cool. Like
It's funny.
Every once in a while, they'll play it on the radio.
yeah,
Song on the radio. Now I'll jam out to it in the car.
yeah. I think K-Rock still.
I haven't heard that
every
song
once
in
in
a
while
long
plays it.
time.
Good
That,
song.
that spring or summer when it was like big though, it was like constantly hearing it.
constantly on the radio, man.
Yeah.
You couldn't get away with it. But again, I liked it. To this day, I'll
Yeah,
listen to it.
I liked it. I wish I could remember the Violent Femmes cover. That
I know, me too. That's such a great
Which
song.
one?
Amy
I
told
can't
me.
remember which
Amy
one it was.
We were talking about this yesterday when I was doing the research, and she told me about that. So
Yeah.
that's one of her favorite songs on the album.
I guess CeeLo Green has kind of bottomed out. I saw he was on some VH1 reality show about celebrity couples.
Well, didn't
no.
he get Me Too'd?
Gone, baby, gone. That's it.
I thought there was like some
I'm not-
Me Too stuff with him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wait,
What
yeah.
Wasn't he on The Voice for a while?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He there was like some allegation that he
Drugged or
yeah,
Oh,
he
really?
drug-
allegedly. I don't know.
allegedly
That's
I don't
terrible.
think I ever heard
allegedly
about that.
roofied some girl at a party and took advantage of her.
Did it end up being false?
I
Accusation?
don't know.
I don't
never
know.
Followed up. It was
I didn't hear
kind of
anything.
low key.
I never even heard about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But again, it was an allegation, so I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly.
I guess the industry said, "Fuck you."
I think this day and age, it's the opposite though.
They did have
I
that song.
agree.
Proven innocent.
I know. It's like a witch hunt.
That's a
Yeah.
great song though.
Yep.
That's my number 2.
Speaking of great songs, here comes number one, baby.
Number
Top
one.
hit.
Mm.
Number one hit wonder of all time, in my opinion. It only reached number 30 back in 1968. It's over 17 minutes long. This radio station back here, back in the day, used to always play it on Saturday night at midnight, every Saturday night. Inagata Devita, baby.
Oh, great song.
Oh my god.
Classic.
You know that one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
Iron Butterfly.
baby. Don't you know that I love you? Yeah.
That's like one of the earlier like metal songs.
Yeah,
you know,
it
like
is.
Pioneers
Iron
of metal.
Butterfly.
Yeah.
Metal.
It's been kind of, like, it's been referenced forever. It's such a iconic classic rock song. And, these guys kind of disappeared after that. I think they probably still just do this in concert, the 17-minute version. So and then they leave.
And
so
then they walk out.
I remember them
Yeah.
making fun of this song in a Simpsons where like the Bart plays it at the at a church service on the organ, and like he starts playing it, and then like it did like a little counter, and it said like 20 minutes later, and he's like still playing it. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's classic, man. I mean, like, I don't
is.
even mind the 17 minutes. It does go to like different weird places and has a lot of good, musical.
I feel like a lot of those bands in the
Yeah.
late 60s did that. It was like experimental like jam songs that lasted
Sure.
like 20 minutes, but they actually like they're
That's because
can
they
jam
were
to
all
them, like-
fucking toasted out on LSD, dude, and they were all going somewhere. And this 16
sure.
minutes were probably 2.5 minutes to them.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Very
And
recognizable song, though.
What did dude say in Chainsaw 2? Inagata Devita?
Yeah. Music is my life.
And I don't remember what was the name of the band that did the song. I don't remember.
Iron Butterfly.
Iron Butterfly.
Yeah.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
You gotta-
Inagata Devita?
You got any got Vita?
All right, Brad, what's
good-
your number one?
Good night. Mine. Music is my life. My number one is by a British band, EMF. This song hit number one on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1991. It is unbelievable. Oh. You say you're unbelievable. Oh. Do you know who that O was?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Andrew Dice
Yep.
Clay.
Sampled the Dice Man.
Yep.
Let me ask you this: when you listen to the song, do you sing with a British accent? Because I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I do.
Isn't that weird and funny? I don't know.
I do.
He's
with
got a
other
British accent
British
in the song.
groups that have a British accent.
Yeah.
you see.
I don't know. I always thought this song was like super fun, and I never knew any of their other songs.
They
ever.
actually, if
Yeah.
you listen to rock radio at the time, they actually had a lot of other hits only on rock radio.
was it I
Okay.
Believe?
That was one of them, and they had another album.
They had a song
after.
called Lies.
Yeah,
okay.
Lies. I remember that one.
Don't
they had a
remember.
couple albums after that.
Besides
Yeah.
that
Some
song,
hits.
I don't remember
Yeah,
anything else.
yeah. I don't
No.
know anything.
But top
beside
40, that
yeah.
Unbelievable is their
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
hit.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a whole other
You
thing.
say-
It's like there's bands that are popular in the state. Will have one song in the States, and they're hugely popular
Yeah,
in the
like
UK.
UK,
Oh, yeah.
they're big, but I think it actually did better. That song peaked at number one. I think it was 3 in the UK,
In the
number
UK.
1 here.
Yeah, because that was like that late 80s, early 90s, like where techno and alt rock were kind of like
Oh, right.
blending together, and EMF was kind of that like.
I always
sound.
thought they said the F word in this song on the radio.
But they just say funk.
Because it goes
right?
like, oh, what the funk? I guess it's funk. I thought it was Dice saying, what the F?
Oh.
But
Oh,
there's no,
look at that.
there's no way
yeah,
they
can't
could
put it
have.
right.
I thought it was funk. I didn't know.
Yeah, probably. There's no way they could have
That's
got
like-
away
but
with that
you
on the
never know,
radio.
dude. You
Erotic
never
City
know.
by Prince.
Which
Like,
one?
it's Erotic City by Prince.
Oh.
It sounds like Sheila E. I think it's Sheila E. in that song. Or Apollonia.
Get
one
the
of them.
funk up.
No, she
That's
says
Bat Dance.
she says we can funk until the dawn.
Oh.
But like when you listen on the radio, it sounds like they
They saying fuck.
but it's
Right.
just saying funk.
Right.
But
When they like years ago, like here, like on K Rock, when they played Pearl Jam Jeremy, did they say the F word in the song?
no, I think that was
Because Billy,
either.
I remember growing up. Do you remember that? Like on the radio, they wouldn't edit Jeremy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, they left that word in.
I do remember certain stations like would get away with more than others.
Yeah,
like, they
at
could
the
say
time.
like shit or bitch
Right.
Really?
and not mute it.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
Well, I
But
mean,
then
I
other
feel like when they
stations
play
would
the
be.
Who, like Who Are You? Like
Yeah.
they say fuck in that song. Oh, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Oh, that's
crazy?
right. Yeah. I think it's the
Yeah.
context. If it's
Or it's like hidden. Do they not
it's
hear
kind
it
of like
clear enough?
Beetlejuice, where he goes, "Nice fucking model."
Oh,
if you say it in
right.
a certain context, I think it's allowed to
yeah,
get by the
right.
censors
I
more.
thought they would like
Let's get a certain
edit
rating.
it out or something.
Yeah.
You would think
Yeah.
so. Maybe
Yeah.
it's somehow
It's fuck,
squeaked
it's
by.
fuck, no matter
yeah,
how you
yeah,
say
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
But
only-
like Brett said, in a movie, it's a little different. If it's
Yeah.
like in a certain
yeah,
certain
because radio,
tone.
the FCC is like they'll get fined. The
Yeah.
radio
Oh,
station
yeah, they
if
will.
it
For
gets
sure.
flagged, yeah, like huge fines.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Get that bitch, Leatherface.
Dog will hunt.
I love
Ted, number one.
My number one was released on Atlantic Records on April 17th, 1984. It reached number 21 on the Hot Billboard Top 100. It cites influences glam rock band Slade and a Christmas song called "O Come Ye Faithful." The music video stars Marty Metcalf, who is Niedermeyer from Animal House. The song is by Twisted Sister. We're Not Gonna Take It.
See, I don't know. I don't agree with it because I looked at this. Like, Twisted Sister had other hits, right? They had to have. I Want to Rock.
I want to rock.
I think their songs were like rock hits, but they weren't.
We're Not Gonna Take It.
You're
We're Not
Unbelievable is just
Gonna
as much like
Take
Twisted
It.
Sister.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this came up
'Cause
on
I-
a lot of lists for
I used to love them as a kid. Like,
one-hit
too.
wonders.
That's
Yeah.
why
I had like
I think
the
on rock
fucking
radio
t-shirt.
they did have other hits, but mainstream top 40 that was their only hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
But
man.
EMF's the
I mean,
same
this is
way.
like you would
their-
consider
excuse
Twisted Sister a one-hit wonder?
For top 40 mainstream
Huh.
radio, yeah.
Wow. I would never.
Rock, no, for sure they don't. But Billy mentioned this, like Grateful Dead, they've only had one hit, like
Yeah.
crossover, so they're technically a one-hit wonder. But then like rock, they're not considered a one-hit wonder at all, you know.
Yeah.
But certain
Well-
genres are like that. Like rap and rock, I feel like more so than any other genre.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists that are considered like huge in their genre, but for like mainstream, like top 40, they're not actually like, you know, they
Yeah.
might have only had one hit that crossed
Yeah.
over. I think rock and rap are more likely to, those two genres have that a lot. Well, they'll have stars that like, in that genre, everyone knows them, but then like mainstream, the
They
mainstream
won't
public
even. They
doesn't
won't
really
even.
know
They
any
won't
other
even
stuff.
peak top 40.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like Beastie Boys is another example. I think, you know, they're like huge in rock and, you know, hip hop, but hardly any of their songs have really crossed over to like top 40. Like Fight for Your Right was like pretty much
Yeah,
their,
Sabotage probably was.
Yeah, I
you
think
know.
that was a lower, like closer to 40, but yeah. But then like rock and
Intergalactic
hip
was a
hop, they're
big hit.
considered like huge, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Legends.
So-
For sure.
Yeah, this song, it's come up. It's still around. I heard it at a roller rink last year to, you know, political parties using
Yeah.
it. I
Oh,
think it was
right.
last used in like Obama's administration.
Old folks' homes. Yeah.
Old folks' homes.
I love that video.
Funerals.
I love that video.
Executions.
Yeah, the,
great
the video's great.
There
He's
was
great.
there was a big meeting here. Girls against guys with big dongs.
You know what I always thought was interesting? Like in Pee Wee's Big Adventure, do you
Yes.
remember he's on the back lot?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
on the
Where
hood of the
did you-
car.
They're shooting their video.
They're singing.
Where did you go for
They're
that
singing.
one?
You're gonna burn in hell.
Burn in hell,
Like
yeah.
it's weird that they didn't choose. Like we're not gonna take. Like they said. Like you're gonna burn in hell in a Sweet Pee Wee movie.
I feel like
it's
they-
like an interesting
I think
choice.
They probably
Yeah.
picked that song because it sounds real like dark and like
guess, but
evil sounding.
we're not
and
gonna
menacing.
take it or.
Those wouldn't have sounded as like menacing. They probably wanted a song that sounded real like
Yeah.
menacing.
I forgot they were in Pee Wee's.
Yeah,
they're like on the
Yeah.
car.
Split second.
Great.
Like these
Yeah.
guys like
They were
look
on
at
the lawn,
camera,
on the sound lot or whatever.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
start the big meeting.
Yeah.
and then Pee Wee like goes by and like ruins their like shot. Like,
Yeah.
in the
They're
video.
like, oh,
It's
they gotta
great,
get
yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Yep. Do you guys remember We're Not Gonna Take It, the video?
of course. Yeah,
The guy's banging on the door.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the dad. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
like-
punishing his kid, and he's
Oh, is
like
that the one who's like,
screaming.
what are you gonna be when you grow up?
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock.
Marty Metcalf has like this. He has really big teeth, so he's screaming at this kid, and he starts to like salivate from his teeth. You got to watch the video.
It's great.
hilarious.
Dude. That's like MTV.
Hold on,
at
that's a
its
totally
heyday.
different song, right?
No,
No.
that's We're Not Gonna Take It.
I like.
Yep.
I like their.
I mean, he does
stuff-
say "I want to rock"
Yeah.
in it, but it's not that
Okay,
song.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
I like
Yes.
their videos and just Twisted Sister in general.
Yeah,
they
it's
have a
just
sense
funny.
of
They're
humor.
always fun. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like senses
That
of
was like
humor.
MTV's heyday. Dude.
Yeah.
That was like at the
Yeah.
peak
Which
of-
reminds me, like that Tenacious D movie, wasn't that kind of similar at the beginning of that movie, where like Jack Black's a
Yeah.
kid and he's like, "What are you gonna do with your life?"
Yes.
That was,
That was a
right,
little
playing-
homage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dio
definitely.
like jumps out of the poster. or
Yeah,
something.
that's right.
Like it kind of
Yeah.
feels similar to that Twisted
I
Sister
think it's
video.
supposed to be
Yeah.
a nod to that. Yeah.
It is. Yep.
All right, Brett, number one.
All right, my number one. This is actually the first repeat, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Billy already mentioned it. Debuted on the U.S. charts late February of 1980. Peaked at number 9 in early June. Released as the lead single from his debut album, Gary Newman's Cars.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's first repeat.
Only
I
had
didn't think
one.
we were gonna have any.
I didn't think we would either.
I thought we'd have more than we did.
Only
actually.
had one other single in the top 100 in the U.S. Gary Newman said he wrote the song after experiencing a road rage incident in London one day
Wow.
when people tried to pull him out of his car. He
Wow.
explained that people tend to feel safer in their cars and are their whole and their whole mentality can change once inside their vehicle.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah,
Like, oh
100%.
yeah, people feel like tough in their cars. And
Oh
then
my
once they
God,
get out of
dude.
their car, it's like different.
Especially on the 101.
Road rage.
8 a.m. in the morning. Oofa.
So yeah, that's my number one. Great song. We're talking about songs that like you think of instantly takes you to like a certain time, like memory in your life. And Cars, I remember like that song when I was really young, 3 years old, being on the radio, and just I loved it even as a little kid. Like it was, just, I loved that high like synthesizer sound that like just loved
That
it.
was pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
Synthesizer voice.
Yeah, the intro.
I like that like little wobble at the beginning when it
Yeah.
starts
Yep.
out. You know what song it's it's
Yep.
it's such
The
a
intro.
badass song. Like the beat in that song and the synth, everything is great in that song.
Yeah, and that's probably I grew up loving electronic and that genre of music, and I still do to this day. It's one of my favorites, and that song's probably one of the earliest influences for me. Like why I like that genre of music.
Well, also, like when we were kids, like we were hooked on MTV, and
Yeah.
MTV didn't have anything when they started, so a lot of their videos early on were from England, and
Yeah.
and that whole synth scene, and like Bowie and all those
It
guys
just blew up, yeah.
So I mean, that's why we were probably influenced by a lot of that synthesizer
Duran
sounds,
Duran,
'cause
too.
That's
Yeah.
all that was around.
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
That and Rod Stewart.
Stewart. True.
Anyways, that's my number one.
George, number one.
All right. My number one peaked at number 10 on, what is that? February 25th, 1983. And it goes, "This generation
Oh,
rules the nation with vision."
pass the chief on the left. I forget the words after that part.
I say pass.
A
the
double
touch-
dutch. It was I forget the word.
Anyway,
And scene.
that's my number one.
How,
That
what are
song.
the
what is this?
How do you get?
Past the Dutchie.
What are,
Pass
What are-
the touchy upon the
what do the
left
kids
hand
say?
side.
They're like, "How do you die with no food?" What are the lyrics? I can't remember.
Sounds like you're singing the Oompa Loompa song.
Exactly. I don't know what the hell that's doing.
It was a da da da
No,
in a month
pass
of
the
June.
Dutchie
How
on the
do you
left-hand
do when
side.
you get no food? Pass the touchy from the left hand side. A double dutch.
It's amazing. Again, I wish this was a video
We gotta
podcast.
start recording this.
God, I love that song. That
It's a
was
great song, man.
Right?
And I remember the video too, because the kid, it was a kid group.
Yeah.
What was the
They
name
were
of the
like
group?
12 or 15 years old.
Yeah,
when
they
this-
were
They were,
kids.
and dude, did you hear they got royally screwed for this, man?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, when they signed,
Like they gave him nothing.
they
Like,
gave him nothing.
and they probably didn't give him a royalty right.
no, and then I guess
royalties
a couple years ago, or not a couple years ago, but maybe about 10, 15 years ago, they started. They tried to go and sue the record
That's
company,
the Dookie.
and they got nothing.
Coast to coast.
And they what?
And they got nothing.
They got nothing.
Yeah. Sad, dude.
Sucks.
It's very
Musical
awkward.
Youth. That was the name of the group, right? You said
Yeah, musical
Musical
youth.
Youth. I totally remember that song. That was a great song.
It didn't. Every once in a while they'll play it. And
Yeah,
It's
when they
still
do like flashback
Yeah.
80s stuff. But I love that song. Again, most of our songs are from like I feel like 1980 to like 85. Almost all of them.
Kids.
most of the ones that I picked were in their early 2000s.
Yeah, you
and
had a
then-
few
I think this is
2000s.
the oldest song that's on my top 5.
Okay.
Well, originally when I had done
Okay.
my list, I had to throw it away because what I thought was a one-hit wonder wasn't actually
They
a
weren't
one-hit
actually
wonder.
one-hit
I was
wonder.
like, I was shocked.
Yeah,
Do
I
you remember
had
who you
other
had on your
sometimes-
list? No, I'm
sometimes.
curious.
No,
Oh.
I threw it away, but it was just it was unreal because you do you think, oh, okay, this song's a one-hit wonder or like Gerardo or some shit like
Yeah.
that, and then you look back and you're like, this motherfucker had something else. Like he
Yeah.
actually did something else. I think his second song broke like it was like number 7 or something
Mhm.
like that.
Mm.
And then you go back and you do your research, and I was like,
Yeah, you're right. Because he had what was his breakout hit? Rico
Rico
Suave. But then he
Suave.
had another song like "We Want the Funk" or
Yes,
something.
that's
And
it.
I remember
yeah.
that was a
and
big
it,
hit.
it was like number 7 or number
I remember
8 or
them,
something
that
like that.
song. Yeah.
That shit didn't break the top
Okay.
10. Come on.
It was whack.
But there were, like you said, there were a lot of like groups where I went, like I was like, oh, I think this is one I'm gonna pick, and then I'd research, and it's like, nope, they had like a number 12 hit or a number 20 hit. I'm like, no, I can't do that.
Nope.
But you know what? Gerardo could do that song again now, and it could be an official theme song of the coronavirus. We got the funk.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Got the funk.
One hit wonder.
Horrible.
It was so bad.
All right. Well, are we going to honorables?
Yeah.
Yes, I have a ton.
Okay.
Let's go some honorables.
I have
Damn.
a ton.
All right. So I did it by decade.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Monster Mash. Brad talked about that one. Red Rubber Ball. 96 Tears. Probably, honestly, the should be number one is Louie Louie.
Oh, yeah.
Wild Thing by the Trogs. That's a big one.
Yep.
Sugar 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 by the Archies. Needles and Pins. You Were on My Mind. Not the Willie Nelson one. In the 70s, Dancing in the Moonlight, Black Betty, My Sharona, Jackie Blue, Hooked on a Feeling, and the Pina Colada song.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, I forgot about that one.
In the 80s, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Bonnie Tyler did have like a possible hit after number 40. Total Eclipse of the Heart, though. I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Steal Away, Your Love by the Outfield, Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant, I Can't Wait by New Shoes, I Want to Know
You should
by
had
the
another
Information
hot hit, I
Society.
remember.
Some
Who
good
did?
songs in there.
New Shoes?
Yeah. Point of No Return was a hit, too.
Oh, weird. Mexican Radio by Wall of Voodoo. 867-5309. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Tommy Two-Tone.
Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone. That's a good one. Tough Enough, Fabulous Thunderbirds.
Mhm.
Keep Your Hands to Yourself, Georgia Satellites. Our House, Madness. Just a Friend, Biz Marquee.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Man, that was a good one. I totally forgot about that one.
Whip It by Devo.
They had
Rock Me
other hits.
Amadeus, Falco, Young MC. Must Have Moved.
Amadeus.
Great-
Falco had 2 hits.
Did he
Who
really?
did?
Vienna Calling was a hit, too. Because I was going to pick him, and
What was it?
Vienna Calling.
Vienna sausages?
What? Whose sausages?
Oh, okay. I Don't Like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats. That's a great song. It's got a weird. It's about a weird story.
It's about the sniper guy.
From the 90s, I'm Too Sexy, Sex and Candy, Unbelievable, Pets, How Bizarre. We talked about that one in another podcast.
How bizarre.
Cannonball, Groove is in the Heart, More Than Words, Elastica. They did a song called Connection.
Yeah.
Only thing I can
I like
find
that.
past the 90s that I really enjoyed was The Darkness. I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's enough. Brad,
Hey, what was that Elastica song?
Connection.
That's the. Yeah, I was trying to. I couldn't remember that song. I was
It's a
like.
good song.
Yeah. that's-
Daryl. Daryl.
Yeah, the hot that singer was so gorgeous. That
Yeah,
hot
you know
there.
what? I tried. So I have Republica ready to go on my.
Oh, I
Oh,
remember
that's
that.
a good song.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one, but I was actually thinking about that Elastica song, but I like both of those. Mine's going to be short and sweet. So Republica, Alaska, Goldfinger, Here in Your Bedroom. Hey Baby from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack is what most people know. I think it's Bobby Channel. I think that's his name. Also, my last two are Hey Jude from the Beatles and Purple Rain by Prince.
Brett's face right now.
Oh, by the way, you
What
mentioned Dirty Dancing.
Yes.
That Patrick Swayze song, She's Like the Wind.
Oh, it's
is really
great.
good.
I love that song.
She's like
She
the
win.
What?
Actually, I think he had 2 songs on that soundtrack. I think, didn't he?
But I think that was the only hit though.
Yes, I think you're probably right.
Maybe. All right, Ted. Honorables.
Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy.
I was just going to.
My Sharona, The Knack. Let's see. Play That Funky Music by Wild Cherry. No Rain, Blind Melon.
See, I disagree with that because
Which
I
one?
was blind melon. Like I don't know. I
For
guess technically
top 40, that
I
was
guess
their
that
only
is their
hit.
big hit, but they have so many other good songs.
Yep. Well, Tones of Home, I thought was a hit. That was their second release from
Yeah.
No Rain. It had a lot of video airplay, a lot of airplay. But yeah, another band that I really enjoy. But yeah, technically one hit wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never broke what, top 40 or
That's
Yeah,
Soup. That's
I
Soup.
never crossed over again.
Yep.
that
Unreal.
is it Soup? That's a great album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great album. Yeah.
What Is Love by Hadaway.
What is love?
Torn,
What is love? Anybody know?
Torn by Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Torn
How's
is
that
a
go?
good
Oh, shit.
I forget the.
Damn.
This is Torn.
Whip It by Devo.
Again, they're not a. If you go by rock, they've had tons of hits. So they're like,
That's true. Yeah,
They're
they had a ton of rock
huge.
hits.
yeah.
Yep. Funky Town by Lips Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else.
Take me to Monkey Town.
8675309 by Tommy Two Tone.
Mm-hmm. Billy mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Damn it.
You're mentioning pretty much all mine.
Mr. Commissar, After the Fire.
Yep.
Don't
Which-
turn around.
which, real quick,
to Commissar's in town.
Falco did the original version of that song. Their Commissar. So that's a third hit by
Does anybody
Falco.
want to order pizza?
99 Luft balloons.
Oh, that was on my honorable mention.
Oh, that girl was hot.
Nina.
Smoking.
Obsession and Emotion.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
You know what? That
R.I.P.
used to be. You remember when they used to have wrestling on Saturday nights?
Yes.
Yeah.
WWF back
Yes.
in the day. That was the entrance. That was the theme song for the beginning of the show.
Obsession was?
Yeah,
my
I had emotion. They would play it.
That one. Yeah, it's good.
Back when wrestling was wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they wrestled.
They actually wrestled. And then
And
the
back
soap
when you
opera.
like
could
that
wrestle your
wrestling.
cousin and not get dirty looks.
Jesus Christ.
Did you say Bismarcky, Just a Friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Billy or Brad mentioned it.
That's a good song, man.
I got a bunch of rap stuff on here, but I don't think it was like hits.
Go ahead, say it.
Dude, say it. It's probably on my list too, bruh.
Roxanne by UTFO.
Yeah, I remember. Roxanne.
Wild Wild West by Kumo D.
Wow,
Oh, yeah. Wow, whoa, whoa.
Buffalo Stance.
Oh, Nina Cherry.
Oh, great
That
song.
was actually number 3.
That's like one of the first cassette tapes I owned. And there it
Round
is.
and Round by Rat.
Oh, yeah.
Round and round.
Uh,
Comes around, goes around.
I tell you why.
Don't they still play?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
She's a Beauty. That song
Tubes.
by the Tubes.
Yep.
That was a top 10 hit.
Yep. I almost had that in my top 5.
And Total Eclipse of the Heart, Bonnie Tyler.
Total eclipse of the heart. All right.
That's
I
what I
can't
got.
believe no one said taco yet.
Putting on the
We'll
Ritz.
It's not one of my favorites.
Some of you guys already mentioned the ones. I'm not going to repeat them. But ones we didn't mention.
Yeah.
Jesus, you have some that we didn't mention.
Oh, yeah, I have a
Oh,
lot.
shit.
Oh, my
Here's
God.
another one. He
Pull up
had a
a
lot of
chair.
hits on rap radio.
Hit it.
And I loved them. But, like, crossover top 40, he only had one. Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Baby's
Um,
got
I almost made that in my top 5. Tainted Love by Soft Cell.
What about My Posse's on Broadway? That no.
My Posse's
That was
on
only like a rap
Oh, really?
radio. Yeah.
Bossy up. I love that song.
Swass.
What
Hit
about
Up on-
It
Roaches?
was good stuff.
Yeah.
Who?
Or what's that? No, Square Dance Rap or
Square Dance
Buttermilk
Rap.
Biscuits?
Buttermilk Biscuits
Oh.
free today.
Oh. Buttermilk biscuits.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yep.
That girl's a Bramolo.
Oh,
Dude.
That girl's a Bramolo.
I gotta go buy that
Me too,
album.
dude.
Damn, I used to listen to
It's
that
probably
shit.
on sale on
That's
iTunes for like $4.99.
It's like,
Yeah.
don't you wish a girl could swass like me?
Yes. Tainted Love, Soft Cell,
Good.
Tarzan Boy by Baltimora. I'm surprised no one mentioned this one. Break In, There's No Stopping Us by Ollie and Jerry.
Wait, who?
There's no stopping us. No stopping.
Dance song?
Nobody does it better.
I know the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hit
Good
number
eye.
1, I think.
Dance track.
Rumors by Timex Social Club. 19 by
what is
Paul
it?
Hart.
Rumors?
Rumors by Timex Social Club. Look at all these
How do
rumors.
rumors get started?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. That's
Follow
that's a
me
good song.
every day.
Do you remember the Roaches song? How do roaches get started? Started by nasty people.
Yep. Oh, shit. Who's that? That was,
And you remember
was the farts.
fucking Roach the Roach got to rap their song. He was like, the Roach, the Roach, the Roach.
yeah, it was on MTV, the music video. I remember that.
I don't
Holy
know that
shit,
one.
dude.
This is pre Joe's apartment.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
I was going to
nice,
say,
nice.
this is from Joe's apartment.
I think that's where they got the
Oh, there's
idea.
a fucking version of that song called Roaches. Look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
parody. And it wasn't Weird Al either.
Oh.
Funny.
It's great.
19 by Paul Hardcastle. Again, another electronic synth artist that
How's that
broke
go?
out. It was about the Vietnam War. There's actually... Yeah, no, 19. It was just a guy narrating about facts
know
about
that
the
one?
Vietnam War. In the Vietnam
Jeez.
War, the average age was 19.
It's a good song. Trust me, man.
Never,
It's
I
good.
want to hear this
Dude, you
song.
guys, it was all over the
We'll
radio
play it
that
after.
year.
Sounds like Beverly Hills Cop.
It does. I
It's
thought
that
he was
same year, 1985.
That's fine.
I
Good.
Wish by Skilo. Diddy
Oh, yeah.
by Paperboy. Your Woman by
Oh,
White
shit.
Town.
Paperboy. I remember.
Cry by Godly and Cream. Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks. The Night Chicago Died by Paper Lace.
Good stuff.
Feelings by Morris Albert.
Feeling.
Heart and Soul by Tapao. Breakout by Swing Out Sister. I really wanted to put that one in my top 5, but I didn't. Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Terrible.
Pop Music by M. And this one
Pop
was...
music. Talk about.
These guys had a lot of rock hits, but it was their only top 40 hit. The Impression That I Get by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Oh yeah, it's good.
No.
Can I just say I would have added? Actually, this might have been in my top 5. Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue.
Yeah.
We're gonna rock.
I told to Electric Avenue,
great song.
and then we'll take you higher.
I remember that song. It's
He also did-
Why was his living room so full of water in that video?
I don't know. He lived on Electric Avenue. It was a terrible plumbing situation.
Exactly.
Very
Oh,
dangerous.
no!
The cover of that album.
Oh
he's
no!
Yeah, he's standing in the fucking
Standing in the water.
Yeah.
Oh no! Toilet overflow. Oh no!
Why is this
You know,
so much?
real quick trivia about Eddie Grant.
Why does it stink in here?
He recorded the theme song for "Romancing the Stone," and then they decided to like drop it.
Oh really?
But it still hit the radio, but it wasn't a hit. But I think he was like tried to sue the, I don't know, I guess probably the record
movie
company or the
Oh,
studio
yeah.
because he recorded the song for the movie. It's called "Romancing the Stone," and at the
Okay.
last minute they decided to drop it off the soundtrack.
Wow.
I don't even think it's used in the movie at all either.
Probably
so it's
not.
like-
They were like, this
I
is shit.
don't think I've ever heard
Have
that.
you heard it?
Yeah. It was on like
Electric
rock
Avenue.
radio.
Was it any good, or did you hear it?
It's Eddie Grant. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. It.
Oh,
It's like
Electric Avenue is so
"Romance
fun.
in the Stone."
It's the same thing. He just changed
Romance.
the words. We're gonna romance
no,
the stone.
So mad.
It sounds totally. It's a
Mad
lot
at the record
faster. It's
company that he
different
decided
sounding.
to make a porno about it called "Romancing the Bone."
No,
shit.
no.
Low hanging fruit.
Oh no!
George, your honorable mentions.
That's dude. Why? Why? Do
Yeah, yeah, I
I'll just be parroting
Covered
all
all
you
the
guys.
bases.
No,
Like-
you
Really?
mentioned pretty much everything. I like.
Okay,
all right.
Yeah.
You know what one hit wonder I hate?
Tell us.
It's that fucking "Walking on Sunshine" song.
Oh, Katrina.
Oh,
and
it's,
the
Katrina and the
Waves.
Waves.
That's on.
Did that even? Did that even break the Billboard?
That was like number 1 or
No
2.
way.
'Cause-
Oh,
yeah, Sunshine.
I remember
Walking in Sunshine.
David Letterman used to use it in
Yes.
sketches, and like that's where it paid off.
Yeah. The other, I don't think it wasn't like a top 10 hit, but it definitely was top 40. It was Timbuk 3, Future So Bright, I Gotta Wear Shades.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the song? I wear my sunglasses.
Corey Hart?
Did he
He
ever
had-
have another hit?
He had like 2 or 3
Oh,
hits.
did he?
Yeah,
Wow.
I looked
See, I
him up.
wouldn't
Yeah, he had another hit.
I just know that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this was great.
Yeah, it's better than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
And my problem was like the discrepancies of like, oh, this was a hit and this wasn't, or this charted here and this
Right.
didn't chart there.
It was
Yeah.
crazy until I saw the text between Billy and Brett going back. Then I knew, oh shit, okay, so
Oh,
this
there's
is what
rules?
we're doing.
Shit.
No, I thought we were just gonna do one hit wonder. I was like, okay, and some of the guys or some of the people that I picked weren't one hit wonders.
Exactly.
Same with me. I
Believe it
had
or
to strike them for the record.
You had
Me
to
too.
dig around.
I wanted to put Mr. Sandman on my list, and that band did Lollipop. Lollipop.
Oh, really?
Lollipop,
Oh.
la,
Oh, shit.
la,
Yeah,
la,
that's
and I
la,
would have
2
la.
hits.
Yeah.
There were a couple bands where like from the like late 50s, early 60s, like rock and roll era, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they only have this hit, and then I'd research, and I'm like, fuck, they did that
Yeah,
song,
yeah,
and I'm like,
right.
can't use that. They're not a one-hit wonder. They
Remember
have another
that
hit.
song "Because I Got High" by
Yeah.
Afroman?
Oh, right.
And then they had another one.
Did
They
he have another?
did they?
What was the others? I don't remember the other song.
I threw it away. I wish I would have thrown
Oh
it
shit!
away.
I didn't know you did.
They
have
had a
another
second
song.
hit. And he was like, I never.
I
heard
didn't
that
even
fucking
know
song.
Huh.
What about the guy who wrote "Happy Birthday"?
Yeah.
One hit wonder.
One hit wonder.
Yep.
That's
did
all he
write-
needed to do.
Who did write "Happy Birthday"? Does anyone even know who?
No, Google that
Originally-
shit, bro. It's on Google.
The
I
song's,
bet you it's
like,
on
old.
Google.
But they play
Foreign,
that. They play that
Phil
at funerals.
Foreign.
And executions.
prison riots.
Yeah.
Prison
Fucked up.
riots.
Person
And-
writes.
Colonoscopies.
And coronavirus clinics.
Mammograms.
Who's Mammy?
Happy birthday to you.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, I was gonna end it with happy birthday.
Reverse vasectomies.
Oh, very nice. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this and listen to all the choices that we had because they're really good. Good night.
Good night. Music is my life.
And
Either got it
scene.
defeated. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the 5 Dudes of Views podcast. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Libsyn, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and now YouTube. And while you're on there, be sure to download, rate, and subscribe. You can also check us out on Instagram and Twitter at 5 Dudes Views. And we also are on Facebook. Everybody out there, stay safe. Until next time.